Welcome to our little podcast, Hollywood Cats, a podcat about cat stories, cat care tips, and just a fun time to chat about cats. Hollywood Cats is hosted by Holly Meowie, president of the LA Cat Club, a not-for-profit cat rescue. Hollywood Cats is also hosted by Mark Rawlings, fellow cat lover and cat daddy, keeping the dream alive, talking about cats. And now, from the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, here are Holly and Mark, your Hollywood Cats.
It's time for another Hollywood Cats podcat, and look over there across town in her quarantine little house is Holly Meowie. Hey!
Hey, meow, chicken, meow, meow. What's happening?
I don't know. Just bored like everybody else, but podcast always brightens my day, so why not?
Yeah, get a little cat fix in. Well, I have a cat fix in all day. I'm doing cats, but
yeah.
Always fun to talk about more cats.
Yes, it is. And speaking of doing cats, there's a rather unusual story out of Santa Monica, California. A man also bored from the quarantine decided he would, marry his cat. Why not? And he did. So what do you think about that, huh?
He was raising money for Best Friends Animal Shelter.
That's what they all say. Sure.
Yeah, the guy's name's Scott Perry, by the way. That's his name.
It's a legitimate thing, but it just sounds kind of funny.
Yeah, and him and his ex-girlfriend got a kitty from Best Friends Animal Shelter years ago.
Okay. And
the relationship didn't work out between the two of them. And so he kept the kitty, because sometimes in a relationship, one of the people in the relationship keeps the animal. It's rare that you split custody. I do know some people who have custody battles with their animals and do like weekend on, weekend off. But a lot of people just, one of them keeps whoever this joint animal was.
But I bet you don't know any that marry their pet after they break up with their girlfriend, except this guy.
Yeah, so he's been like super bored in quarantine, and he I guess wanted to raise money and cause some cat motion and marry his kitty.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was legal to marry your cat.
Yeah, that's a little unclear. I'm going to say, I was going to say, you haven't done this yet? you missed out on that opportunity?
My baby Jesus and my cat La Perla are married, actually. I did a little ceremony for them, but they're two cats, so...
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So he was trying to raise $500, or how much? $5,000 for the shelter?
I wonder how he did. We didn't get a follow-up on that. Well.
Yeah, so I don't even know if he actually did raise the money at all. But there's one thing about this, and there is a video of him actually getting married to his cat and actually how it went down. And he says, donate to your local shelter, donate, well, he donated to a rescue organization. There's a difference, which I feel like a lot of people don't know, that there's a difference between a rescue and your shelter.
Which is?
I don't call my local animal shelter, which is this ghetto Van Nuys shelter, I don't call it a shelter. It's the pound. Cats and dogs get euthanized there.
True.
So you're donating money towards a place that, yes, takes them in and gives them shelter for a bit, but will eventually euthanize them if they're not adopted.
Yeah, they have a set schedule, and when time's up, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is rescue organizations like myself then come in and pull animals that are going to be euthanized from the pound.
Now, how do you know when to go there? How do you know when to go there, or you just go there on a regular basis and see cats that their time is up and you grab them?
So what I do is when I have room, because I can't take it. I don't have, I have a facility I work in, but I don't have a ton of space. So what I do is when I get some adopted, then I can go to the shelter and pull more.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's that's how I do it, is once some get adopted, I take in others. I can't just keep taking on animals. So I'll just take on whatever's on, you know, their deathbed. When I go to the shelter, I'll take the ones that, you know, I can pull that are, you know, going to be killed and didn't get adopted. And then I try to get those adopted. And then once those are adopted, I go to the shelter again and pull more. So that's
awesome.
kind of how it works.
That's very awesome.
But that's like a rescue, you know. So in doing that, the rescue also myself pays out of pocket for vet expenses and to get the kitties, you know, beautified for the potential adopter and feeds the kitty and all of that. So, you know, shelters, you can donate food and blankets and all that kind of stuff, but the rescues are the ones that take them out of the pound. It's because the pounds are the ones that euthanize. There are pounds out there that don't euthanize, but you know, LA is not no kill. So, you know, you're looking at like Santa Barbara or like Laguna, I think has one, but, you know, and maybe in some other cities they have them. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not a shelter, your local shelter. It's the pound. So I just wanted to clarify that, because he kept saying, you know, I don't think he knew that, you know, donating money to your pound is like, you know.
Yeah, there is a distinct difference. Well, we honor you for your service, and I know it's a lot of work. You certainly are dedicated to it.
Also, this little ceremony that went on between him and his cat.
Yes.
His cat, Olivia, the cat's name is Olivia Lechat. Okay. But in French, I think that's cat.
Lechat. God, I'm sorry, bad on my French today.
Well, he had like, the cat had like a white dress and he was wearing a suit and everything. And the cat was not happy. The cat did not want to get married to him.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit about the time you were on TMZ and the cat wasn't happy and it peed on you.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, the cat was not having it. It was like, I don't want to be on the spotlight. I don't want to be cameraed.
Yeah, okay, so you could relate.
Yeah, like that. The cat was not happy, and also he tried to get Gilbert Gottfried. You know, the guy with the funny voice.
The high voice. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so he tried to get him to be the officiant. And so he got a videotape of Gilbert Gottfried to be the officiant, but in the video, Gilbert Gottfried just basically told him he wanted to catnip him to a mental institution, and that he thought he was nuts.
I was going to say, business must be bad if he's doing gigs like that. It's just like really at the bottom of the barrel. Huh?
Yeah, so that's like what Gilbert Gottfried said. It just was a kind of an interesting video to watch, and I'm just very curious to see if he actually did raise the money. If he raised the money, then all power to him. He, you know, did a cute thing to raise money for best friends, which is great. But if he didn't raise the money, I don't know.
I hope he raised the money, and I don't want to hear about the honeymoon. That's that. So. Okay.
Yeah, the honey meow.
All right. Well, let's talk about talking to cats, which is kind of an interesting. You supplied me with a story about. This is always very interesting. Like when a cat talks to you, and I have one cat in particular that talks a variety of different things. I can say good morning, and that's one noise I get back, and how are you? And there's another noise, and then there's kind of a satisfactory like noise. So what do these mean? And you know, are we talking to cats? Do they really think we're like them, or we are them?
Well, I think more than dogs, cats communicate with their humans by chirping.
Yes.
And the reason, and like you said, it's like they're trying to send you vocal messages like, hi, how are you? And I'm happy to see you, which is like a total, like, you know, is happy and is mad, you know, and it just depends. Like, it's like they have high and low octaves that make them sound kind of like a songbird, but happy. You know, like you can kind of tell when birds are upset or birds are happy and chirping and stuff. It's really, really kind of cute. It's like, you know, it's like purring, but they're purr talking, you know?
So there's new research on this to prove that it's real, because we all, pet owners, we know that it's real, but We actually have
Yeah.
scientific evidence, right?
Right. Yeah. There's scientific evidence that says that they, are trying to communicate with their humans. They don't talk to each other this way.
Oh, interesting.
They talk to
Completely
just
different.
humans this way.
So this is over years and years and years of them learning how to get a reaction out of us or get us to feed them or whatever else they want. They want some loving, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I know that the kittens I'm fostering right now are big chirpers. So when I go in the kitten room to greet them, or I try to sleep with them at night, but they attack my hair when I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very happy and chirpy when I see them in the morning. Like, they're greeting me. They're very happy, and they, but not a lot of my cats will chirp. Not all cats do chirp. It's just certain cats. Interesting. Like, yours don't all chirp, just one.
Well, they all make noise, but there's one that's very communicates rapidly, and it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You have this full blown conversation, which kind of cool.
Yeah, and you can always tell how they feel about it because their eyes are blinking and their tails, swishing around, and they start headbutting you, while they're chirping. But if they're like. You see cats focused on a bird
mm-hmm.
or something like prey, they're going to chirp in a different way. It's kind of like more like a clicking noise.
Yeah, what is that?
And yeah, it means they're ready to attack and they want to eat that thing.
I think I heard one time that they actually can mimic the sound of the bird, or somebody thinks they can anyway. So when they're making that chattering noise, that's their interpretation of how a bird sounds.
Oh, no.
Well, am I crazy?
Not the reason.
All right.
That's one of
I'll
those
go back to my nest.
folklores.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, because it's basically it just causes their chirping to it's kind of revving them up to get the prey. It's not really it's not something that they're trying to mimic a bird.
Yeah, well, they get in that position where they're ready to pounce, and then the vocal part follows after that. Right?
Right, correct. So it's interesting because I had a cat growing up that was completely deaf.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she made that noise constantly when she saw birds. So if she was trying to act like the bird, then she can't hear a bird.
That's
she has
true.
No idea what a bird.
Yeah,
she
that's
was
a good
born
point.
deaf.
Hey, I read it somewhere. I don't remember where I saw it. I was trying to just add my point, okay? my cat expertise. You're the expert.
I thought that was like some cat scientist.
I thought I read that.
Trying to sound like a bird.
I'm still going to stand by it that they think they're birds, even though you had a deaf cat.
Yeah, they're trying to blend in.
They blend
in with the bird.
Yeah. I do that at bars a lot.
Funny,
I just blend right in, right?
Yeah. So I think it's the most cutest thing. If you've got a chirpy kitty, like one of my Mancoon emoji, he just chirps. He does a whole octave. Like he'll be like.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Like he like goes real deep when he's like really excited. He'll start going real deep with his chirpy meows. So he like has full-on conversations with me with his chirpy meows. It's so cute.
Yeah, the conversation thing's funny when you can get it going on those rare moments where you're like, hey, what's up? And you go on for 15, 20 seconds like you're crazy, like the crazy cat lady or cat man. Or...
Yeah, but it's very endearing, I would say. Don't you agree?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I know the way to your heart is just is a chirp, right? A good chirp will get to Holly's heart anytime.
Oh, yeah, anytime, for sure.
Chirp, 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 chirp. Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of Holly, where can we find out more about you in your goings-on?
Well, I am on all the social media.
All of them.
Like
ones
Instagram,
that aren't even on yet. They're not even invented. She's on them. She's on them all. Go ahead.
All the social medias. So, LA Cat Club on Instagram, The LA Cat Club on Facebook, Holly Meowie on Instagram, thecatclub.org is my website, and LA Cat Club on Facebook.
Well, fantastic, Holly Meow. I much appreciate your time and your knowledge and the love of cats. You're saving the cats and talking to cats. We've covered a lot of ground here today. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us for another Hollywood Cats podcast.
From Hollywood, you've been listening to Hollywood Cats, stories and facts about cats. Be sure to join us next time for more with Holly and Mark. And don't forget our website, HollywoodCats.com. That's Hollywood and cats ending in Z. HollywoodCats.com. And thanks for joining us on Hollywood Cats.